Hey everyone, today we're making a gratin potatoes. I think I said that right. If not, let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, they're known as cheesy potatoes. So I forgot to record washing the potatoes and then peeling them and washing them again. So make sure you go ahead and do that. And I think I used about 6 or 7, 6, 7 potatoes. And then go ahead and slice them into thin slices. I got this from my boyfriend. He got it off of Amazon. If you guys would like the shredder link, I will go ahead and link that below. But make sure you go ahead and slice them into thin pieces and then put them in an ice bath. Shredder, cheese grater, same thing. Okay, guys? Of course, knowing me when I'm cooking, I'm always dropping things that Blue cannot eat, so I have to pick it up and throw it away before he finds it on the floor. I like to clean as I go. See here, I'm just switching out the grater for my cheese grater, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take the clipboard, the cutting board, and throw it in. Wow, put it in the dishwasher. I am struggling, guys. And then wipe down the counter, of course. And then go ahead and give your potatoes a nice mix so they are all mixed into the ice water. Here, I'm just shredding the cheddar cheese. This recipe actually calls for mozzarella and Parmesan, but I didn't have Parmesan, so we're making do with what I had. And I also forgot to record shredding the mozzarella, but you guys get the gist. Here, we're going to put a stick of butter in the pan and melt it. While the butter is melting, you're going to get a side dish and pour in a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of pepper, and then a teaspoon of Lawry seasoning, a little bit of garlic, just because I like garlic, so we're going to add some extra garlic in here. And it's about like a 1/4 teaspoon, I'd say. A teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of onion salt, and go ahead and give that a good mix. And then you're also going to add a teaspoon of parsley. Funny story, I didn't know that not everybody grinds the parsley in their fingers. I guess that just must be an Italian thing. I don't know. That's how I was raised, is to shred the parsley with your fingers before using it. Until I moved in with my boyfriend. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what am I doing?" I was like, "You shred the parsley before you use it." And he was like, "I've never done that." And I'm like, "What?" So let me know, is that normal, guys? Like, do you guys do that, or do you just add it? Once your butter is melted, go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. You can also roast your own garlic in the oven and then go ahead and put the whole clove in there. But I didn't have time for that today, so we're making do with what we have again. Then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and you want to mix it until there's no clumps. Once there's no clumps anymore, go ahead and add a cup of milk and a cup of half and half. And I like to slowly stir it in. This is sped up, but go ahead and slowly stir it in. And then you're going to go ahead and add your seasonings and give it a good mix. Let it sit for about a minute or two, and then you're going to slowly add in your cheese. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a glove on one hand, it's because I cut my finger and I put a Band-Aid on, and I didn't want to get the Band-Aid all over the food because I personally think it's gross and I hate it. I hate cooking with a Band-Aid on, so I always put a glove on. I love cheese, so I didn't really measure this, but I believe I used about a cup of each one. So then I'm going to use this nice, lovely glass pan that I stole from my parents' house when I moved out 9 years ago that they are still looking for to this day. So I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. Yes, I have your pan. Then I'm going to go ahead and spray it with some vegetable oil. Usually I use avocado oil, but I didn't have any. So just go ahead and wipe it down with a paper towel. Once the cheese sauce has reached the consistency that you like, go ahead and strain your potatoes. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the cheese because I'm proud of the cheese sauce. It's beautiful. Go ahead and add the potatoes in there. I tried to make a nice little line, but I ended up just throwing them all in there anyways because who cares? Go ahead and add the cheese sauce on top, and don't forget to mix the potatoes because if you don't mix the potatoes, the cheese sauce is only going to stay on the top. I had so many potatoes left over after this because I sliced them so thin. So I went ahead and made some homemade potato chips, and I will make a video on those soon. And before you guys even say anything, yes, I know that there's different sizes to the grater, but I didn't know what this size was going to look like, so I went ahead and gave it a shot. Once the cheese sauce is all mixed in, go ahead and add some cheese on top. You don't have to. I just really like cheese, like I said. So I'm going to add both cheeses on top. And then I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle it with some parsley flakes. Put it in the oven at 375 for about an hour. And here's the finished product. Nice golden crispy on top. super cheesy in the middle, a gratin potatoes.